Yo, what's up people, Shinigami here, so there's a new ban list. Sadly we can't really do this on the official website, it is still displaying the wrong one. I was already saying like, wait, this early already next ban list, wait, that's like in the past, that doesn't make sense. But no, there's no ban list on the website, at least not for me. Maybe if you do some hacks you can do it, but whatever. So anyways, we got some bans, limits, semis and unlimits. Now, the semi-limits we can already sneak here, I'm not gonna look at actual names, lots of cards. Does this mean we are somehow merging with the OCG because we suddenly get a lot of semi-limits? I don't know, but let's look at the actual whole banned cards. So we got Arch Nemesis Protoss. It's a hit to Sword Soul that doesn't make Sword Soul unplayable. So I suppose that's a fair hit. I don't think many people will be modding this card. I mean, Sword Soul is still a competitive deck without this card. It was just a TFD-like floodgate-ish card that you shotgun and start at a point where your opponent can't realistically respond, so I'd say good riddance. Eva, hit to Drytron, I suppose. Yeah, I can see where they were coming from. Not a hit I would do, maybe, but I suppose that's fair. Simorg, Link, Bird of Sovereignty, yeah, good riddance. This card has some disgusting targets, including a barrier statue. You can start hitting barrier statues, but how far does it really get you, you know? So I suppose that makes sense. Imperial Order is here, but not Retribute. This kind of favors mid-range to a certain extent and mostly combo decks. Not sure how to feel about this. So yeah, maybe they finally made the correct choice of unlimiting Max C, and then it would make sense to do that. But the Imperial Order in general, good riddance. It was a Seki one-off. They returned it to the game with an errata originally that, in my opinion, never really made sense. The problem was being, well, okay, sure, being able to turn it off in your own turn is one of the problems with the old version, but upping the life points cost and, yeah, in general, the changes, the errata wasn't enough. Imperial Order is still a broken card, it just shuts down one type of card. Now, generally speaking, that isn't too bad, except the card type that should be able to consistently remove floodgates are spells, and when your floodgates start blocking spells, it becomes an issue. To this day, I still would love to see Naturia Beast hit for the same reasons, but I suppose Naturia Beast is far from meta relevant, so it won't. Generally speaking, of the bans, none of them really seem that wacky or weird or strange, so I can live with basically all of them. Now onto the limits. Fairy Tail Snow is back. We be playing Light Swans. Now, the Strido is back. Jet, any Jet? No Jet. Konami, what kind of wacky priorities do you have? Why are you returning a potential piece of Dragon Link? One of the most degenerate decks that honestly shouldn't exist in the game before Jet Synchron. Konami, what are you smoking? I suppose it's fine. This goes to show that the Strido wasn't banned because of Hulk, because Hulk is still legal, as it should be, by the way. Yeah, I suppose that's nice. Fairy Tail Snow being back, I don't think drastically changes much, but I suppose it's nice for decks that can use it. Light Swan becomes a bit less of a worse deck, it's still not that great. Astrograph Sorcerer 2-1, not sure how I feel about this. I'd rather have Electromite back. Electromite's a healthier card, Astrograph's at a lack of once per turn. I don't know, I always disliked facing Astrograph. It's my opinion, if you blame a card in... You know, if you point towards a card in Panel Magician as a problem card, I think it's Astrograph. I'd rather see Electromite to 3 before I even see Astrograph to 1. It's a very non-fun deck to face, but whatever. Lunalight Tiger is back, I suppose that makes sense. I would have gone with Heartman's Paternity Rata instead first, but hey, apparently it's back, apparently it's fine now. Tanky is probably still at the 1, so maybe it's fair. Some Lyrilisk Xyz hit, I don't play that deck, but any hit to it's probably good. Monster Gate to 1 feels like they're just throwing darts at some kind of a dartboard. It feels very, very random. Mostly affects Infernoids, and probably only affects Infernoids. Now, I would love for the TCG to get a Banlist explanation from Konami's side to explain this one, because I mostly just wonder why they did it. Maybe it's to compensate for Grass to 3? Opium? But yeah, by itself it just doesn't make much sense to me. And Pot of Desires to 1, I'm not too surprised here. They want you to buy Pot of Prosperity. Konami hits cards to push product. I think I called it for this ban list, I might have. I at least predicted Pot of Desires getting limited at some point, and people called me mad, called me crazy for it. Well, I was right. And I'm not too surprised, this card is disgusting. Pot of Desires is broken in decks that don't mind banishing pieces from their deck, because you're getting a +1, it's literally Pot of Greed in those decks. It does restrict you from other draw cards that turn, and in general it's just a very strong card, so I'm not too surprised Pot of Desires getting limited, personally. A lot of people probably are, but yeah, it kind of makes sense. The card's really, really good, and at 1, decks can still play it. It's a fine rate for this card to be at, you know? You can just play it as a one-off. Decks that can healthily roll it. But it isn't as reliable, you know, just... Then again, it does become sacky, so... But yeah, this is obviously done to push Pot of Prosperity mostly, since Extravagance already has been, well, sold quite a few times. It might be a common in the upcoming structure deck, for the Alba stuff. But yeah, Pot of Desire is an insanely strong card, and I likely want you to just simply buy Pot of Prosperity. This is Konami saying, hey, you know Pot of Prosperity? We want you to buy this card. Supposed to kind of make sense. Yeah, not too surprised about it, and yeah, I'm generally not too surprised, and I can see why they do it, and honestly, it might just be the correct decision. It's a broken card, honestly. Now into the semi-limits, Fusion Destiny stands out to me. Shadow Plan Link hasn't been hit, so this is definitely a hit towards decks that use Prosperity to draw into Fusion Destiny, which I think is kind of weird. I suppose, decreases the chance of you opening the actual spell card and makes the garnets, well, more painful. Decks that would just run Prosperity to dig into Fusion Destiny have less chance to see it, so those decks do get hit. Meanwhile, the combo decks that send it off the Predator Plant, well, they barely feel this. So, you know, something like Phantom Knights, which are obviously, well, Fairytale Snow being possibly a part of some Phantom Knight deck and stuff. No real hits to the deck, combined with the Razor's Token stuff. They're basically telling you, buy Adventurer, no, don't worry, we'll hit it next list, but for now, buy it, smile. Yeah, Fusion Destiny being hit, 2, it feels very random. At least Malicious is the only Destiny Hero card at 2 right now. This really does feel like 2011 or something again, when multiple Destiny Hero cards were on the limited list because of generic abuse. But yeah, our hero lives back to 2, it was at 1. Yeah, this is fine. I do think Hero should return to a bit of a stronger situation, especially with the upcoming Elemental Hero support in the next core set in the OCG, which, well, they never revealed it would be Elemental Hero, but Elemental in the name of it being the GX set, you know, it's kind of obvious. Fusion Destiny, yeah, once again talked about this, now Dear Servant, bit of sad to see it. This is somewhat of a hit to one of my favorite engines. I really do like Dogmatica. Suppose it kind of makes sense, the spell is disgustingly strong. The engine is still playable with this at 2, it just makes it a bit less good. Which, you know, is fair. Summon Greater Circle to 2. Give power back to a deck that isn't that relevant. Yeah, fair. Scapegoat to 2 could come to 3, along with a lot of those link spam cards. Running all extra deck space to just run Scapegoat in your deck isn't as great anymore as it was when Master Rule 4 first came out. Anti-Unlimits. No Max C. Konami, what are you doing? Why is Max C not back? You're randomly hitting a control card from Imperial Order, but you don't really give them anything. I suppose Skill Drain is going to 3, I guess that does kind of punish combo decks a bit, but not enough if you ask me. This just feels really weird. Why is Max C not at 3? Guess the format is still doomed and Master Duels has a superior format. Not by a lot, but still. Also, I wonder if this list has any implications at all for Master Duel. That's something I do wonder. Anyways. Danger Nessie to 3, this makes danger-based strategies a lot better. Nessie as well. Honestly the best danger, so... No, okay, wait, the level 3 dangers are better, but still. This is one of the best ones, so it's at 3. Yeah, if you're playing dangers, you might just run 3 Nessie, that's pretty nice, I guess. Dark's Battle going to 3, card does nothing at 3, basically. It has a hard one's turn now, this could have happened a lot earlier. Former Paul Skill, bad joke, okay, cool for Pendulums I guess. Triff's gonna be happy, can't wait for videos of Triff shouting for 2 minutes. Which he definitely deserves to do, I'm happy for him I suppose. Italy to 3, not that huge of a surprise, also kind of makes sense when you look at multiple things. Minor buff to decks that can use the Assault Mode engine, since this now makes it a bit more consistent. Decks that don't normally play Italy might start playing some kind of Italy engine now, since there are strong targets out there. Like Infinity, for example. I like that the Infinity team kicks in. 3 actions Infinity will definitely run 3 Italy. By the way, Infinity Archfiend still at 2. I mean at 1. Yeah. Great. Yeah, Immersion Teleport to 3, love to see it, I'm a fan of this. This makes Cosmo, by the way, very consistent. I also see the skill drain on the list. I definitely would say experiment with Cosmo this list. 3 skill drain, Italy, you know. I'll talk about skill drain in a minute, don't worry. But Italy to 3, huge, nice, fun, cool. Goes to show they're not that afraid of Hulk. Haigeki to 3, first of all, it does nothing, basically. Yeah, it really just doesn't do nothing. It goes to show how fucked Yu-Gi-Oh! Truly is there. Like, a card literally for free destroys your opponent's entire field, can go to 3 without problems. This game needs this game needs a reset. More than Yu-Gi-Oh! Is fucked. But yeah, it's not gonna do anything. And Skill Drain at 3, love to see it, glad to see this. I wish we would get more Floodgates to 3, Cold Repression, Vantage Emptiness could return. Max C to 3 would help slow the game down. Like, you would probably say, well, control decks become strong. Yes, control decks are actually fun to play. Try playing them if you haven't. I've been converted from a control player to control player myself. It's more fun to watch. It's more skillful in general. In general, just control decks being better is a good thing. Skill Drain to 3, it's a Floodgate combo decks can't end on, by the way. I think that makes this the best choice. A Vantage Emptiness, a combo deck can theoretically just flip. If a combo deck flips Skill Drain, they turn their own monsters off. I could see this somewhat shaped deck building. Eldritch definitely gonna be a strong deck now. Like I mentioned before, 3 Itele, Piri Rice Map at 3, 3 Tin Can. I can see Cosmo doing something with this. I like the Skill Drain to 3, and a lot of people won't. Not that far in the future, we might get Dark World structure deck that should be coming up like the summer of this year, I think. With the pattern of following, I wonder if that will somehow combine into a deck. Yeah, I like this list a lot, actually. I'm very critical of Modern Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm usually very critical of Banlist. Imperial Order, good hit. Archnemesis Protoss, very good hit. Eva, tap on the wrist for Drytron, good hit. Snork Bird is used exclusively in degenerate stuff. Next to limits, the Strido won't be a problem card. If anything, it just makes Synchro Strategy a bit better. Might be a buff to Dragon Link, but don't think that deck will be a problem. Snow is a great change, addition to decks like Lightsworn, one of my favorite decks of all time. Lunar Astrograph, Happy Thrift Noises. It might be a small buff, but I don't think it will change too much in practice. I'm not sure if it can reliably get this card off. And I mean, Pen deserves some cards back, let's be honest. Moonlight Tiger is fine, it's not gonna do much I think. The Luria's hit to give them a tap on the wrist is fine as well. Would have liked maybe a direct hit to try Brigade as well here. Monster Gate 1 still feels random, I wonder why they did it. I can only imagine Infernoid being a problem, and then I'm wondering why Infernoid is a problem. Pot of Desires to 1 makes a lot of sense, might be actually the correct choice, which is an unpopular opinion. I did predict this in a future video, in a previous video I mean. I told you, as some YouTubers would say, I told you. This is an actual wild prediction, Pot of Desires to 1, I did call this. I want to flex with that. A Hero lives to 2, great choice, great addition to the game. I think Hero won't be a problem, and well, this gives more consistency. Fusion Destiny, yeah, makes sense. They want to sell Prosperity still, so any other hit would be a bit crazy, I suppose. They also still want to destroy. They still want to push Destroy Phoenix and Forcer, which is fine. The card doesn't break Yu-Gi-Oh! Or anything. It's not that unfair. It's a bit unfair, but not completely broken. The Dear Servant makes sense, but sad. Summon Great Circle, good choice. Scapegoat, good choice. Danger Nessie, good choice. Darkest Metal, good choice. Skull Combat Joker, good choice. Italy, good choice. Raikage, good choice. Skill Drain, good choice. Really, the only hit on here that really got me frowning is the Monster Gate. Outside of that, this is like a good list. I'd say like an 8 out of 10. Maybe Max C to 3, Fronty Archfiend to 3. But hey, now I can at least milk that for another Banlist. Might just re-upload the same video as I did the previous 2 times. When Fronty Archfiend didn't come to 3. Which still makes me wonder, why are they scared of Infinity? What's up with that? But yeah, in general, it's a very good list. The game is still dog shit and garbage, but, you know, that did hit and change good cards. You just have a lot of big design issues. But oh well, it's a good ban list. So yeah. Hope you all enjoyed the video. See you in the next one. Shinkai signing out. Goodbye.